It's time for another Cafe St. George on this historic day for Canada and possibly the world, January 29th, 2022. The Truckers for Freedom, woohoo! The Canadian Trucker Convoy. You know, it's got a lot of hashtags, which is kind of dividing up the ability to search for it. But anyway, this is happening today and has been happening for several days as Canada is a gigantic country. So people have had to gather and come from like many, many thousands of miles away over the course of the week to descend on our nation's capital, Ottawa, in front of the Parliament buildings today, January 29th. So I know I said I was taking a break to rejuvenate, but how could I not come out of my hidey hole to witness this event, which we're going to talk about from a lot of angles today, interspersed with videos and songs that have been produced by Canadians that are just so either funny or heartwarming or I don't know what to call it. It is a beautiful moment for this country. You can't help but be moved to tears. And there's a lot of videos out there of grown men being reduced to tears of joy and hope.
Yeah. That one police officer, there's lots of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, trying to keep it together here. It's emotional. It's Chris from Police on Guard here, and I'm in the car with my family on the way to Ottawa. And every overpass is packed with Canadians. Look at this right here. Okay? Look at this. This is not a fringe. We will not be divided. This is Canada. We stand together. We stand on guard for thee. God bless Canada. Yes! God bless every single one of you truckers and every single one of you Canadians that are supporting this movement. We will win this country back. God bless you, and I'll see you all in Ottawa.
Hey everybody, this is an unbelievable, emotional ride. We've caught up to the convoy here just by Dryden, Ontario. You cannot see the front of it, nor the back of it. There is people, we have seen probably thousands of people along the road with flags flying. There was even one place there was payloaders on both sides of the road and just wishing us well. It's just so emotional. Thank you.
Whatever this is, and I understand people have some suspicion about it that the cabal is going to be able to use it for their own purposes, or it's going to get disrupted by plants and agents provocateurs, all of that. How can you not acknowledge it? Of course, they're going to try to turn it to their own purposes. But whatever else, whatever happens, I know what is real and important from this movement, and that is the Canadians from coast to coast who went out in the worst weather, in some cases, in our winter, and they lined the sides of the highways. They filled the overpasses from coast to coast. And we hear that even U.S. truckers are trying to join into this thing. So that is real. They'll never take that away from us. And we can see the good people from coast to coast. There is a network here.
Yeah, and I mean, when we went out, there were so many families.
That's true.
Young kids, teenagers.
Older people.
Yep.
Who really, like all by themselves. There was that one older lady we walked by. Because Mr. St. George and I went to the Odessa, Ontario Highway 401 overpass the other night because we heard they were rolling into Kingston and we knew they were blocking off the highway at Gardner's Road, which is the one right after Odessa. So we wanted to catch it in its glory, but it was a horrible night. It gets dark really early here in the winter, obviously. So it was dark. It was busy, rush hour. It was a blizzard, windy, freezing. They hadn't cleared the roads, or at least not shoulders and the sidewalks. So it was slippery. But we had families, we had elderly. There was a lot of Native Canadians that I saw. People could only really stand it for, I don't know, half an hour. And so there was like almost this changing of the guard. People constantly coming and going, waving Canadian flags with signs for freedom. And it was incredible, this tiny little town. And so many people turned out from all over, obviously. Yeah, so that is real. They cannot take that away from us, no matter what happens. All right, so we're going to talk about that. I've already been talking about it. But also we have some really excellent news to share on the hold the line front. Everybody that's being asked to either get the injection for their job or sign a declaration claiming they do have it. All these people, I want you to be heartened because, well, Mr. St. George, why don't you take it away?
Well, I got my job back.
Woo!
I didn't cave. I didn't get the injection. I got an email saying that they will allow me to work from home. So, you know, if you're out there and you don't want to be injected, just hold the line, like the expression says, because they're starting to cave. And if you can just hold the line, good things could happen.
When they emailed you to say, good news, your request to work from home has been approved. You talked to them, talked to the boss, and then they wanted you to start when?
The next day.
The next day. The next day. Anyways, okay, so that's good news.
Hold the line.
Hold the line. You may find yourself re-employed soon, and great news, we're happy. It's been a week and a day now, and it doesn't seem like they were bluffing. He really is working.
Yes, I am actually working.
Doesn't seem to have been a trap thus far. So now we'll move on to the convoy for freedom, the trucker convoy in Canada, which has spawned, so we're seeing now.
Yes, movements around the world. Germany, Italy, Belgium,
Brazil.
Australia, Brazil. It's crazy.
The whole world, like the whole EU. There's one for the whole EU that's supposedly going to land in Brussels.
Yeah.
The home of the European Parliament. So that is very significant. There's one in Finland, I've heard. Lots of them springing up. And when you think of the genius of this, just the visual alone, these great big, it's almost like tanks. It's almost like the machines of war rolling in to siege capitals.
Yeah.
And what did Justin Trudeau do? It was so funny. But you can see this tweet from Justin Trudeau from a few days before the convoy was destined to hit Ottawa, which is today.
Yeah.
He claims he has to go into self-isolation because he tested negative for COVID. Negative.
Yep, but he came in contact
with somebody that was positive, so he says. So he goes on in the tweet to claim that this is in accordance with the public health rules. But it isn't.
No,
even.
not anymore.
Someone posted a screenshot of the rules which say that if you're vaccinated, which he is, he claims to be triple vaccinated, you don't have to self-isolate.
Yes.
But he's still doing this.
Because he's hiding.
And I'm just going to play a little bit of a clip here of one of the famous memes that goes around of the laughing guy who's put this up for a minute. The absurdity of this. And guess what? We've just seen a tweet that Jacinda Ardern down in New Zealand, that horrible Skeletor tyrant.
Donkey.
Yeah. She's following the exact same script as Trudeau.
Yes.
Apparently tested negative, came into contact with somebody, so now she's self-isolating. I haven't checked, but maybe there's a trucker convoy
in New Zealand
heading to
maybe there is
their capital.
Yeah.
That would be glorious. So what's up, though, right? I don't know what's up, as I said at the beginning, but I know what's real, and that's the heart of the people.
Yeah.
And it cannot possibly be that even close to the majority of these truckers are in on some kind of color revolution thing. What's happening is the globalists, if they are in control of this, if they are pushing it out there, which I think, I have a slight suspicion that they are, because we've got Elon Musk, Russell Brand,
Joe Rogan,
all
Peterson
that are suspected gatekeepers, suspected, agents of the cabal, all, pumping up the convoy from early on too.
Yeah.
Like not just today when it's the day, the big day, but from days ago.
Yeah, and when you have Elon Musk who, likes to straddle the fence and sound like the common man and warn you about technocracy, but then, owns Neuralink, which is trying to do the brain-computer interface. Yeah, it makes you think.
Right, and of course his grandfather was head of technocracy in Canada. And back in those days, technocracy was actually declared more or less a terrorist organization. Like it was totally banned. It was completely illegal. The RCMP would come and raid the meetings. So you can find the old newspaper articles of this, and I have them collected. Elon Musk is tweeting in support of the truckers, allegedly, but he owns a autonomous driving vehicle
that's
company.
True, too, yeah.
And so, I see the traps. I see the potential pitfalls here, but I liken it to moments in actual kinetic warfare where the sides are there and they have to run out without cover at some point. They have to try to take a bridge, let's say, and there's no cover anymore. They have fomented this, but in order to pull it off, they need real people in huge numbers, right? And they're now exposed because what direction will this fall? Who's going to get the bridge? Because while they may have their agents provocateurs in there with their planned, reaction, bring in autonomous vehicles, clamp down harder on everybody's freedoms, whatever it is they want, make more digital border passes, they may lose. I saw a great tweet actually this morning. Always figure in the possibility of success or something like that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. Mm-hmm. So while I am super cautious because you know me, I just see the dark plot possibilities in everything.
No.
No, that's not true. I'm still very hopeful because we've got real power now. And they'll never be able to take away the visuals of real Canadians on every overpass from coast to coast in this country. Like, I'm getting choked up because... sorry. That is real, and they cannot take that away. And I'm seeing songs created in support. I'm seeing many montages of like little kids phoning in.
Yeah, that was so cute.
Yeah, I'll play that right now.
And just hang out with friends and family, go to the beach, I'm just gonna go have fun, truckers, and thank you all.
Thank you, truckers.
Hi, my name is Gabriel. I'm from Manitoba. I'm turning 13 years old tomorrow, and I just wanted to say best birthday gift ever, having you guys fighting for us. I am so glad for you truckers. You rock.
Hi, my name is Matthew. I'm 12 years old, and I'm from Alberta, and I just want to say you guys are awesome. Keep on trucking.
Good night, truckers. Thank you. To Santa Canada, truckers.
I got a little guy here that wants to say something to the truckers.
Thank you, truckers.
Hi, my name is Matt. I'm 6. Go truckers. Have a good night. God bless.
Hello, I'm Kalia. I'm 10 years old. I come from Manitoba. I just wanted to thank you guys for what you did. I'm praying for you.
I love you guys.
Hi, my name is AJ, and I'm 8 years old, and I would just like to say thank you for all you guys do. My mom always says, you got it, a truck brought it.
Thank you, truckers, for standing up for us.
And I am 8 years old. And thank you for everything you do.
I'm Austin and some knack mine, and be glad you're doing put up the truck scene. And I like you, Mom Drum Handle, and I really love you when you're doing it.
Thank you for fighting for my freedom. Good night.
Thank you, truckers.
Thank you, truckers, for being our heroes. This is Shiana from Pincher Creek, Alberta. We love you.
I work at a daycare and I have a 5-year-old son. You're doing more than giving us back our freedom. You're giving the children back their childhood. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Hi, my name is Clara from Drumheller, and have a nice drive. God bless you.
Isn't that sweet? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, adults, truckers, supporters, regular folks everywhere, we can't let the kids down.
No, because we have been. We have been so far, and we can't anymore. That needs to change.
Imagine their little heartbreak if we don't keep going with this momentum at this point. We've gotten them so excited. This is like, it would just color their attitude for years, maybe forever, if we don't keep this up now. Mm-hmm. Because they believe in us.
Yeah, finally they have something to believe in, be excited about, that they can visualize. Like, what kid hasn't seen the giant trucks on the road?
I think the way we cannot let our kids down is to keep party politics completely out of it, and to use the networks that are being created and the show of power and love and unity and love of freedom. Mm-hmm. And the strength of our people, because we're doing this in the winter. People who don't live with winter don't get know. How much harder everything is. Yeah, in the winter. So we just have to keep that connectedness across the country alive. There's a poem that someone wrote. It's. I thought it was Whitney Summers, but it's actually Whitey Summers, which, of course, you know, that's just going to be used by the media. Unfortunate name, in my opinion, but I want to read it to you, and I'll show it on the screen as well. The Canadian Way. They came from the truck yards. They came from the towns. They came from the cities and all around. They came from the mosques and the churches and the temples. They came with their children to lead by example. They came by truck and carriage and car from all directions, near and far. All colors, all creeds, standing together in unity and love through the Canadian weather. Millions of people lining the roads on overpasses, cheering them on, the rolling thunder of a Canadian song. They opened their hearts, they opened their homes. Communities gathered and heard the call, offered food and shelter and comfort to all. Our brothers and sisters who live in the South, they're coming too. They know what it's about. This is the air horn heard round the world. Enough is enough, the truth will be heard. The call for freedom will fill the air. Their cry for justice, the need to be fair. Elders and young ones learning the way, standing together, the Canadian way. Not blue or red, not orange or green. Those voted to serve us were nowhere to be seen. The people, all coming together, not left or right. And for this we are better. To freely breathe Canadian air, to travel and visit and not live in fear. No papers, no mandates, just let us be. We're Canadian people. True North, strong
and free.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I have goosebumps.
I honestly, at first, didn't want to engage with the trucker thing because I thought, I know I need to just extricate myself from all of it for a while. So I've been reading John Ralston Saul's The Unconscious Civilization. And how could I not come back just for a bit for this trucker thing, because all of a sudden the unconscious civilization is becoming conscious again of who they are, of what we stand for, of what's important.
Mm-hmm. And just the whole movement itself is rejuvenating to everybody who has been through this over the last 2 years.
It is rejuvenating. And, you know, so many of my peers are there. They've gone, they drove, like Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson, I believe, drove across the whole way. Well, she did. And, you know, I won't name everybody, but there's tons of people that went, and I didn't. And I hope I don't live to regret it, but I am relying on them. I still need to rejuvenate. I just don't have the strength to do it. I wish it was a different time. I wish it didn't come right now when I'd reached an empty gas tank. But anyway, I'm very thrilled to be able to watch this happen. I wanted to take time out and put something up that hopefully can lift all your spirits. I think at the end of this audio recording, this end of the Cafe St. George today, I'll just string together things that I've found that are uplifting, that I've been reading or seeing, so that you can all share in this wonderful moment as well.
And oddly, that's a lot of what I see online is uplifting, positive. I did see something though that was just absolutely brilliant. It was on Twitter. It was a Sean O'Shea story. I think he's from one of the like Global or CTV, but it was basically a story about how he was being harassed when he went to interview the truckers. But it was brilliant because most of the people he interviewed were saying that it's the media's fault we're at this point.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was brilliant. It was great to watch and to see this suck, complaining that just getting abused.
This is not about no mandates for truckers. It is about no mandates for all Canadians.
Many people here are anti-vaccine.
Take another booster shot. Go ahead.
They don't trust the media.
Why are you lying? Why are you openly lying? Why? Why are you supporting official narratives?
Don't trust the federal government.
He's got the biggest hoax in history going on with this virus.
I won't get sick, you know why?
He's safe because he's happy, this man says.
100%.
Truckers joined those who arrived to lend their support for a convoy bound for Ottawa.
Not a big fan of the mandates. I think they pushed it a little too far.
Other truckers used different language to describe government responses to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Frickin' organized crime, and use people yourself, Global News, okay, you and your
We can't go and exercise. We can't move around to restaurants. We're judged in public. Our Prime Minister's called us a racist and a misogynist.
One by one, the protesters allege Canadians are being persecuted.
Please stop saying that we are aggressive people. We are emotional because we are upset with our freedoms being taken away, and then you coming and being condescending towards us.
Police stood back as protesters put their views on full display, doubting one after another scientific fact and claiming their view is the right one.
Stop it. Canadians deserve better. And you guys need to, shame on you.
Now, at this point, I think starting from yesterday, the mainstream cannot ignore it.
No.
They can't, because I think of the pressure put on by people like Joe Rogan, the suspects. I mean, at least that forced the mainstream media to have to cover this. So what they're doing is what you'd expect them to do. I have seen multiple journalists and politicians speaking on behalf of journalists saying, well, we can't even talk to them. They're too abusive. Mm-hmm. They're threatening us. They never post any evidence of this.
Yeah, and what that Sean O'Shea story, it wasn't abusive. It was just telling the facts. Like, this is your fault. You've kept this narrative alive and have done zero investigation into any of the air quote facts that have been put out by the government or public health officials. And if they do mention any experts in true Canadian media fashion, they will mention the expert, not have the expert on the show to defend themselves, but have their own expert on the show who defames and discredits that expert that isn't allowed to defend themselves.
Exactly. So I reiterate again, you don't know what a bad, corrupt media is like until you've really experienced the Canadian media. And I think this is another reason that people we love and people around us every day are completely brainwashed, because they don't, I don't know the stats on how many Canadians use YouTube and Twitter and things like this.
It's low.
But they are not ever exposed to even a hint of what the alternative media covers. Not even a hint. Like, if you just blank someone's name out from the entire public sphere. How will they even know to look for this in the first place?
Well, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So,
when I would ask at work, or I'd bring up something I saw on Twitter or, some of the other platforms like Bitchute or Rumble, or they didn't even know what those were.
Right.
So they're only getting their information from
CBC, CTV, who
Exactly.
Trudeau literally pays for.
Yeah.
$700 million a year to these outfits. And of course, CBC itself is just, it's in a different pool of money, but it's completely state funded.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
It's in the billions.
Yeah. Yeah. They put that sunshine list out for CBC, and I forget how many, maybe 120 of them or something, are paid over $150,000 a year. Anyway, it's kind of a side issue. So we know that most of these people are only going to be getting coverage of the convoy from the perspective of CTV, CBC, Global News, National Post, Globe and Mail, mainstream outlets, and we're just waiting. I know there will be Black Bloc. I would put money on a Black Bloc provocateur, and they'll find the one guy with something that looks racist to say if they take it out of context, or even they might plant people in the crowd to say and do horrendous things. And I think most Canadians who just watch mainstream news, the same ones who are still wearing masks, the same ones who were seemingly begging for more boosters for kids, they will believe it. But we gotta at some point say, who cares? Like, we are the responsible, sensible ones, and we will be running things from now on. Thank you very much.
Let the adults take over.
Yeah, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should we wrap it up? Because by the time we add in all these videos...
Let's wrap her up.
Thanks for listening. Head on over to amazingpolly.net if you'd like to support my work, which I am still doing work, studying up for the next round.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to support that, please head on over to amazingpolly.net.
Rearming the brain with nutritious food.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I am sick and I just need to recover. And I'm getting there. Reading some really interesting stuff. Have some really interesting things planned. And still, I am going to do that crypto video. I swear to God, I'm going to do the crypto video. Because, man, that's an interesting subject as well. All right. There's always new articles, videos, and things from around the web on amazingpolly.net as well, so you'll be able to at least check in there and maybe get some interesting ideas, maybe some laughs sometimes, some of the songs that are going around. All right, everybody, until next time, peace out.
Freedom Convoy 2022. Hey, Justin Trudeau, are you watching our numbers grow? Are you ready for the greatest show? Trucks are lined up miles long. These mandates are ethically wrong. And you, Trudeau, you don't belong. We're both vaxxed and unvaxxed, and all fed up to the max. Thousands of jobs have all been axed. Support on the road's been a beautiful sight. This convoy is for everyone's rights. We will not give up this fight. Trudeau, you encourage hate. Fear and propaganda, don't take the bait. Freedom Convoy, this is what we state. Enough of the mandates. We decide our own fate. We are freedom fighters all the way. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Freedom Convoy 2022. Rights too. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. We're the Freedom Convoy 2022.